Imagine waking up one morning in Los Angeles or San Francisco, and the ground beneath your feet suddenly rips apart. Skyscrapers sway like trees in a hurricane. Highways collapse into jagged canyons. Fires ignite across the horizon, and the very landscape of California changes forever. This isn't the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster. This is the terrifying, inevitable reality of the San Andreas Fault, a ticking time bomb buried deep beneath America's west coast. And tonight, we're going to explore just how devastating its next move will be. Stretching for more than 750 miles from the Salton Sea in the south to near Cape Mendocino in the north, the San Andreas Fault marks the boundary where two massive tectonic plates, the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate, are locked in an eternal slow-motion battle. Every inch of California, from its rolling hills to its bustling cities, has been shaped by this invisible scar in the earth. But the real danger lies in the immense pressure building deep underground. Year after year, these plates try to slide past each other. The Pacific Plate wants to move northwest, while the North American Plate heads southwest. But they aren't sliding smoothly. Instead, they get stuck. Friction holds them in place, and as the rest of the plates continue to move, an incredible amount of stress and energy gets stored up in the rock like a coiled spring being wound tighter and tighter. And when that stored energy finally overcomes the friction and releases all at once, the result is catastrophic. The ground lurches, the earth shakes, and an earthquake tears through the land. We've seen this fault's destructive power before. In 1906, a rupture along the northern section of the San Andreas unleashed a magnitude 7.9 earthquake that devastated San Francisco. The initial shaking was violent enough to topple buildings, but the true horror came from the fires that followed. Broken gas, mains ignited infernos that raged for days, turning entire neighborhoods into nothing but ash and rubble. More than 3,000 people were killed, and hundreds of thousands were left homeless. It was a stark reminder of the fault's deadly potential. Then, in 1989, a different section of the fault system near Santa Cruz ruptured. The Loma Prieta earthquake, magnitudo 6.9, struck during the live broadcast of a World Series game, shaking the entire Bay Area. The world watched in horror as a section of the Bay Bridge collapsed, and the Nimitz Freeway pancaked, crushing cars and people below. While smaller than the 1906 quake, it killed 63 people and caused billions in damages. These events weren't isolated tragedies. They were warnings. They were previews of what the fault is truly capable of. Because geologists and seismologists all agree on one chilling fact. California is long overdue for the big one, a quake so massive it would shatter cities and redefine disaster in the modern era. Scientists predict this quake will be a magnitude 8.0 or greater, releasing energy many times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. When it hits, it will unleash destruction on a scale modern America has never witnessed. Picture it, skyscrapers in downtown Los Angeles, engineered to withstand shaking, crumbling into dust as the ground moves with a force they were never designed for. Freeways, the lifeblood of Southern California, splitting wide open, creating impassable chasms. Gas lines snapping like twigs, sparking uncontrollable firestorms that emergency services can't possibly contain. Millions of people would be left instantly without power, without clean water, without shelter. The initial quake could last for several terrifying minutes, feeling like an eternity to those caught in it. And it wouldn't be over. Powerful aftershocks would continue for days, weeks, even months, hampering rescue efforts and compounding the destruction and terror. Scientists admit they can't predict the exact day or hour, but they are certain it's not a matter of asterisk, if asterisk, but asterisk, when asterisk. The nightmare scenarios are almost too grim to contemplate. The San Andreas Fault runs dangerously close to some of America's most densely populated areas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose. In a worst-case scenario, studied by the U.S. Geological Survey, a major rupture in Southern California could cause parts of the land on either side of the fault to shift by as much as 20 feet in a matter of seconds. Imagine looking out your window and seeing the ground ripple like water in a pond. Imagine watching entire neighborhoods slide apart. Your neighbor's house suddenly dozens of feet away from where it was moments before. Emergency services would be completely overwhelmed. Hospitals would be damaged and swamped with casualties. Firefighters would be unable to reach blazes because the roads would be turned to rubble. Millions would be trapped in the chaos, isolated and cut off from any hope of immediate help. The intricate web of infrastructure that supports modern life would be severed in an instant. Seismologists are in a constant race against time, monitoring the fault with a vast network of sensors. They measure its every tremor, its every strain, trying to understand the beast they're living with. They know the energy currently locked inside is staggering. The southern section of the fault, in particular, hasn't had a major release of stress in over 300 years. The longer it waits, the more energy it builds, and the more violent the eventual earthquake will be. Some of the more extreme, though less likely, theories suggest a quake could be so powerful it permanently alters the geography of California itself, splitting the states, creating new inland seas, or causing entire coastal towns to slide into the ocean. Beyond the immediate shaking, the cascade of secondary disasters would be just as deadly. Fires from broken gas lines would be the most immediate threat. Along the coast, the violent seafloor movement could trigger tsunamis, sending powerful waves crashing into coastal communities. The intense shaking would also cause massive landslides in California's hilly terrain, burying homes and roads under tons of rock and soil. The human impact would be unimaginable. Millions could be displaced, becoming refugees in their own country. The economic toll from destroyed property and crippled industries could reach into the trillions of dollars, triggering a global financial crisis. But perhaps the most lasting damage would be the psychological scar, the trauma of surviving such an event, and the constant, gnawing fear of the next tremor. It would haunt the people of California for generations to come. The San Andreas Fault is more than just a crack in the earth. It's a humbling, terrifying reminder that beneath our modern, concrete world lies a raw, untamable force we can't control. It is a sleeping giant that could awaken at any moment. Without warning, California may glitter with sunshine and Hollywood dreams, but just below its beautiful surface, the ground is waiting. And when it finally moves, it will change everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this exploration into the Earth's power as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Stay safe and see you next time.